Okay, this is Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres again on the other side of my last conversation. By the way, Cheryl, I am growing a beard because it's getting cold, so I don't want to hear any crapola. Um, let's see. So, in all the time that we were in this struggle, I was in contact with Ted a lot. And I mean, he was an older guy that was coming alongside of me and offering counsel, and I was telling him everything that we were doing and what we were going to do. And I thought he was kind of on our side because he owns a hunting ranch and he was doing business with the other farmer that was suing. He never did offer any help, though. There was never any, we racked up thousands of dollars worth of, many thousands of dollars worth of legal fees and other expenses. And plus, our business was toast at the time. And we found out what it's like to be on your own. My family found out what it's like to be on your own because people just skirt you big time, especially in this community. Everybody that we knew stayed away from us. And we were basically on our own. I mean, it got to the point where the electricity was turned off here and we were getting ready to eat the dogs. It was that bad. And we had zero help from our community. Across the nation, though, there was a different story. There was lots of donations that came in, and that's how we were able to keep things going and keep the farm alive and keep the lawyers paid and keep the wolves from the door. When everything was over, though, we were left with the mess of everything to clean up. But, okay, so Ted came out and endorsed Bill Schuette for governor. And then he's endorsed several others since then. And they were big persecutors of this farm. And when I say this farm, I do mean me and my family and our property. But we found out that this stuff goes on all the time. All the time. There's a story of a veteran who's wanted to take charge of his grandchild, and the Department of Human Services said, you can, but you have to give up your firearms first. And the Attorney General's office supported that. So I don't think you have to look at Bill Schuette too much to know that his claims about being a constitutionalist are baloney. I mean, it's false. And they're used to a population that just believes what they say. A lot of people that are around him benefit from him, from his stance politically and the strings that they pull. And a lot of people vote according to what's good for them. And across our nation right now, I think we're seeing the results of that. Now, we want to take our country and our state back and our counties back. Well, we have to vote accordingly. Don't vote for scumbags to lead and then expect them to lead and take care of you. We found out the power of the U.S. Constitution. And I have sent many letters to the Attorney General's office, and every response is the same. Yes, the Constitution of the United States is the supreme law of our land, of the United States, period. Period. And so when you have candidates that come out and want to talk about issues, you should just kind of turn them off. You should want to talk about Constitution. I want a governor that's going to have a copy of the Bill of Rights taped to his little desk. And when things come across that desk for him to sign, if they don't square with that Constitution, that's my contract with the government that I've hired on how I want them to do business. If they don't square with that, then the governor doesn't sign that. All right? And by the way, don't even get close to those items in the Bill of Rights. Don't even get close to it. If you get close to it, we get nervous. We don't like it, the people. And you're our employees. So I would, obviously, I don't want people to, I'll just say this. I'm not going to vote for Mr. Schuette because his claims about being a constitutionalist are so far off. I mean, just in my life, I was denied a jury trial. I was fined, and that's a constitutional issue. I was fined $700,000, $10,000 per pig, and I had 70 at the time. $700,000 is the fine that they put against my farm. violation of the Eighth Amendment. They sought to take my property without due process of law, Fifth Amendment. And then the DNR was caught red-handed on our property doing an illegal search. We caught them, got them on film. I know their names, I know where they live. And that was turned over to my senator, and they did nothing with it. They know about it. And the Attorney General's office knows. So that's not a guy we want for our governor. And this is my First Amendment right to speak this. Oh, am I afraid there's going to be retribution? You know, what am I supposed to do? Just be quiet because I'm afraid? I got over that a long time ago. No, you got to speak your mind. And as far as giving you this information about Ted, I have to do it. You know, he was kind to me, but I'm kind of wondering now why. Because I did contact him the other day, and I said, "Hey, is it true?" I thought maybe his account had been hacked, because there was many advertisements up on Shooty's page, Facebook page, about Ted Nugent. I mean, Ted is like red, white, and blue, constitutionalist, all the things that the Patriot movement would like. And he was endorsing Bill Shooty, and many people were shocked at that because he was such an advocate for the farmers and, you know, and bakers during the struggle that was national news. Although the Attorney General's office and the Governor's office would not address it, they would not speak it, they would not let it, but they couldn't go any place without getting asked about it. So I got to put this information out there. I don't have any hard feelings with Ted. You know, what can I say? I just want people to know that we haven't had a change of heart as far as who we think the Attorney General is. And I did have a fundraiser here for Patrick Colbeck, who's running for governor. And at this time, I haven't endorsed him. And he just doesn't get the whole constitutional thing as we feel about it, how the citizen feels about that. That is my Constitution, dude. Stay away from it. Don't get close to it. Right now in Michigan, you can be stopped and they can take spit out of your mouth. And they can stop you for any reason, and they can suspect that you're under the influence of X, Y, and Z, and take spit from you. That's a clear violation of the Fourth Amendment. I don't think we even need to have that conversation. But our Attorney General is supporting it, and Senator Colbeck is supporting it. So I cannot support them, because without the Constitution, without our constitutional rights, we are mere slaves. And they would have enslaved us a long time ago without the Constitution. And I do have a lot to say about this. But what I always encourage people to do in order to understand this, and in order to understand what your rights are, is just download the Bill of Rights of the Constitution. The Constitution almost wasn't ratified. There was several states that said, we will not ratify this. We will not jump on board.